What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of Get Real Bass Fishing. Today we are talking about some baits that you're going to want to have in your tackle box for winter fishing for striped bass. You ready? Let's go. So one thing you want to keep in mind when you're going for striped bass, or really any fish in general, is you want clear water. It definitely helps a lot more when you're fishing cold water when it's clear. And with that, usually you want to go more with natural colors like shads, minnows, spear ink type colors. So the first thing I usually throw when I go striper fishing are swim baits. I'll throw some swim baits, probably no more than a ½ ounce jig head. I'll vary between an 1/8 ounce, a quarter, or a ½ ounce. You don't have to go too crazy with those in-between sizes. But if you're going on something crazy, you can do an underspin like this one. These are all 6 cents swim baits, swim bait heads, and the underspin. I just find that they work the best, and they're probably one of the better presentations as far as what we are targeting striped bass with, like the spearing, silver sides, bay anchovies, and they have a bunch of different sizes. They have 2.7s, 3.2s, 3.8s, 4.2, 4.8, 5.3s. So there's a bunch of different varying sizes, but they're all that slender body that we are looking for when we're going for striped bass. And the hooks on here are very, very good for stripers as well as largemouth bass or anything else you would target with them. But the first thing you want to go for, or at least I do, are those swim baits. They're just one of the most natural presentations that you can throw in order to fool a cold water holdover striped bass. Now, for everything that I'm going to talk about, we're going to be targeting the back bays, moving currents, rips, channel swings, bridges, anything that's going to bottleneck, drop-offs on sandbars. What we're really looking for are back bay areas, not necessarily fishing the ocean or fishing the surf, but somewhere in the back bays, maybe around inlets or pools and eddies, because that's where what's going to be left of the bait fish are going to be. So we're going to have a lot of tiny little spearing. We'll see more of those guys when it gets warmer and warmer as spring progresses. We're going to have white perch and some brackish water, so maybe you want to go to a whiter or a fluffier presentation like a ½ ounce bucktail or a 3/4 ounce bucktail. Also, just make sure that you put these things according to whatever rod you have. You don't want to throw a 3/4 ounce on something that's rated up to a quarter, right? So just be careful with that, but that'll work as well. And if you have white perch or something similar in your bodies of water, another good thing are some jerk baits. Even if you don't, this also mimics or looks very similar to a spearing or a bigger or longer bait fish. So jerk baits are really, really good. Again, another 6 cents product. I know you guys hear it all the time. I like 6 cents. They have good colors, they have good quality gear, and they catch fish. So little tiny jerk baits. This is, I wonder if they have the size on them. I don't know. I'll leave the link for this specific one on there, but you can find these at Bass Pro, Cabela's, Dick's Sporting Goods. I'm pretty sure it's at Academy or any major retailer, or you can find them on Amazon or at the 6 cents website, which I actually have discount codes for if you would like to purchase through there. I'll leave that in the link in the description as well. But jerk baits, more of those natural colors and ghost colors, translucent, transparent colors. That's what you kind of want to look for in colder water, even if you want to transfer over to largemouth bass fishing. These can all apply for saltwater or brackish stripers as well as freshwater largemouth bass. Jerk baits and swim baits work really, really good for both situations and both scenarios. But a lot of times you're looking for that clear water. You know, it's very difficult to catch fish in dirty and cold water. Not impossible. Sometimes it's a little bit easier if it's a little bit warmer. If you have a couple warm days, that'll warm up a little bit quicker. But also, you throw a jerkbait like this, it has a rattle to it, and it'll cause a reaction strike where a bass, if he saw it in clean water, was like, I don't really want to go for it. So sometimes it could be beneficial to find warming or warmer dirty water, but what we're looking for is that clean water with a jerkbait and a swim bait. All right, so we have a bunch of different colors. We had that pattern, we have this pattern. I'll add a picture in here for you guys. But we have a couple different patterns, but what we're really looking for is that natural color or that transparent color, those ghost colors. And then one that doesn't necessarily work for largemouth bass. I mean, I have never personally caught one on this, but a bucktail. Maybe it's the squid tail that works, but I've also used the fork tails from Zoom or fork tails from, you know, Smooch and Release website. But these work really, really well when it comes to fishing cold water stripers. It's just an easy presentation. These are Spikes bucktails. I personally make them. I couldn't find the correct 1/4 ounce bucktail that I was looking for. I put a really strong hook on here. I've caught 20 and 25 pound stripers on this hook specifically. It's a Mustad 3.0. I think it's 4 times strong for this one. But I put an extra bucktail on here so it's fluffier, and then I put a bigger curly tail on it. See how long that is compared to the body of the bucktail. So what that essentially does is it floats it down kind of like this, like you're playing badminton. I can't think of the word. Anyway, it's like that little guy, and he just floats down like this instead of being super thin and not having something big like this curly tail where it'll just sink. So really this works the water column pretty well, and it's in there, it's on the top, middle, bottom, however you work it. But this has caught me a ton of stripers in cold water in the fall, in the winter, in the spring, and even in the summer, which will also work very, very well for fluke. But if there's one bait that I would suggest getting, it would be 1/4 ounce bucktails. They're on our website. You'll catch a ton of fish throughout the entire year on them, but specifically during that winter time. But 1/4 ounce bucktails work really good. And for all of these, I'm usually throwing a 7'3" St. Croix Legend Tournament inshore. It is a medium fast most of the time. If I'm throwing down to an 1/8 ounce jig head for 3.2s or 2.7 inch swim baits, I'm going to my medium light fast Legend Tournament inshore. I just feel like it casts better and it works a lot easier on those. But that's essentially it for my top 3 striped bass back bay winter fishing techniques. If you guys want a little bit more in depth of one specific bait, let me know. I'll make a video about that, post it down in the comments. But definitely try at least one of these when you go out in the winter for striped bass. You'll catch fish. It might be tough to figure out where they are for 1 or 2, maybe 3, maybe 4 or 5 times out. But once you find it out and find the pattern, find the tide, find the hole, whatever you need to look for in order to find the fish, you keep throwing that presentation, you'll have fish all winter into spring. And it'll be very good for you for this time off. But hope you guys had a great Christmas. I hope you guys have a great New Year, and I hope you got a lot of fishy things for Christmas. And I hope you guys are all healthy and have a fantastic upcoming season. Again, you can email me, paulie@smoochandrelease.com, if you want to talk back and forth, have some questions, book a trip, whatever you want to do. I'm there. That email's there. Instagram's there. Facebook's there. And if you want to subscribe to my new channel, this is going to be one of those if you're watching to the end type things before I make a big post about it. If you want to go to my second backup channel where I'm going to be posting a bunch of content from 2020 all the way onward. So every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, there will be a new video. It's kind of like a nostalgic thing. I just want to make sure I have all these videos forever. So I'm putting them on a second channel. If you want to go subscribe and watch from 2020 onward, every single video I ever uploaded, that platform is there. It'll be linked down in the description below. But yeah, it's pretty fun. That's 5 seasons worth of video before we're here, before I started my guide service, and that's kind of nostalgic in a way. But anyway, guys, I'll let you guys get out to fishing, and like I said, any comments, comment down below. If you haven't subscribed, hit that red subscribe button, and I will see you in the next video. So stay real, smooch and release, and have some fun on the water. I'll see you next time. Whoopsh.